Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got Julian with me. We've just lost 2-1 to PSG here at the park. The Prawns, I mean, yes, I know how to say the stadium as much as not something I want to be remembering after that defeat. Out of the Champions League, you always look to a positive spin on things, but the season feels like what it is, it's done.
Yeah, this season's done, but then as fans, you've always got something to look forward to, always.
Which is, okay, so what's the light for as an Arsenal fan right now? What are you looking forward to? Pre-season?
Pre-season, get this season done. We're going to qualify for the Champions League again. And as football fans, you always want to look forward. And looking forward, you see some positives today. The positives are that we played a very good team. It was very close. It could have gone either way. There was a lot of good performances with Arsenal if it had gone another way.
Why did it not go the other way? Why did it not go in Arsenal's favour today, Julian?
Okay, two obvious things. Very, very obvious that they couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. And,
very obvious.
Yeah,
okay,
and
you're speaking to a smart audience than that.
A refined audience. But then we did to them what they did to us last week, bar one thing, which was put the ball in the back of the net. And it was very close.
Yeah.
You know, you had 4 excellent chances, and not all of them were terrible misses. You know, you've got to give credit to their goalkeeper. Their goalkeeper was, Lee and Robbie said it, and I do agree with it. He's world class, absolutely world class. I'm not saying Raya isn't world class, because I thought Raya didn't put a foot wrong really today in the goals, apart from maybe for the first one. I thought he didn't really have to play the ball out to Rice where he did. Rice,
that's how he played, though.
That is how he played, and it is risk reward. And when it goes wrong, you know the risk isn't worth it. And I think Rice's touch wasn't great. It was a foul. Then you've got Partey, whose header wasn't brilliant. I mean, the first thing I got taught when I was in defence was when you head it out, you don't head it straight out. It's a directional thing. You know, he wasn't struggling to sort of strain him because it was above his head. He had a good head on it, and he headed it directly in the direction you don't want to head it. And it was a good finish. It was an excellent finish.
Fabian Ruiz, a great finish.
And that is the thing, is that when Arsenal made mistakes, and they did make mistakes, and in the course of games, you're not gonna have a completely faultless performance. Even against Real Madrid, we made some mistakes. They actually
got punished by Saliba.
We got punished by one, but by that stage in the games, it was finished. But there were other mistakes that we made that we weren't punished by, because Real Madrid weren't as good as PSG, and PSG punished us for those mistakes. And the same for the second goal. The second goal again was a mistake. There was some weak. It was weak by Partey. He
was, but Hakimi. It's a good goal. He's blindsided the keeper. He put it around everyone and put it in the bottom corner.
Yeah, and that's why I wouldn't blame Raya for either goal, apart from, did he really have to kick it out to Rice? But again, that's how we play. Yeah. And when it comes off, we benefit from that. Yeah. But then, going on to the positives, we've got to the semi-finals of the Champions League, and we've gone out to a team that I think are going to win it.
I mean, they're a great team. They are a great team. Was there any moment in that game you're watching it, Julian, thought we're back in it? Maybe the penalty?
Well, exactly, because I thought it was a penalty to Arsenal.
I
was getting very, very excited at that point. And then something confused me. They pointed to a penalty at the other end. And it was just, I was like, what?
I think the whole because we cheered,
he said, right, penalty, VAR, yes, penalty, yes,
yeah,
to them. What?
Yeah.
And I've seen it back. And
is it harsh or is it fair? It's handball in the box from Mars Lewis Skelly, who probably didn't have his greatest of games, but do you feel like that? I mean, I watched it, no one appealed for it. I can't believe that they ended up giving it to them.
All right, you've asked 2 questions. Was it harsh?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Was it fair? In my opinion, no. But that could be the rules. I'm always confused by this handball rule. I mean, what it was smacked at him pretty close. He wasn't in an unnatural position. He's turned, and it's brushed his hand. It has hit his hand. Is that fair? It might be the rules. It might well be the rules. I'm totally confused by it. But that was the point of the game when I thought we were actually going to win it.
Well, that was why I asked you that question. Was there any time in the game where you thought this could be a turning point? Obviously, I was being facetious saying because I thought it was a penalty for us, but we obviously found out it was for them. But that save, So you felt kind of like reinvigorated that you think Arsenal can go on, and it's a moment in a game. Sometimes you need to go through that sort of adversity and you think this is the turning point. Sadly, it wasn't.
Yeah, look, I was convinced, because I'm like this, that we were going to turn that around.
Yeah.
And the time when I started losing a bit of faith was when Saka missed what I thought was going to be an open goal, and at that point it wasn't going to happen for us. But it was still, I don't want to take it away. I'm not going to criticise any of them, because what I saw tonight, which was the most important thing to me as a fan, I saw the players that went on that pitch give 100%, absolutely everything. And the other thing is, you talk about the players not being good enough. I think they are good enough. I think they were good enough.
But we haven't got it over the line.
No, we haven't got it on the line. But when you get to this level, it's so close. It could so have easily got over the line. Okay, it didn't. But then coming on to what you look forward to, I'm looking forward to next season, because what I see is still a young team and a team that's close enough. And when you talk about, let's give Arteta one more season, and then let's can him at the end of that, let's sack him if he doesn't win anything. For me, it's not that simple, because if you're still
been here a long time, Julian, and I'm not campaigning for Arteta out. I'm saying what you're saying. He's been here for a while, and you can't keep saying next season. We're already getting clowned for it anyway. But the overall goal was to be successful by lifting trophies. You can't keep saying next season.
Yeah, of course it's successful, but then at the end of this season, the chances is that Spurs or Man United
could have a trophy.
No, we'll lift a trophy.
Yep.
Both of them, I'm pretty convinced.
And Chelsea potentially.
Yeah, and Chelsea will win a competition.
Yep.
But then let's look at that competition. Look at both of those competitions. I mean, I played in the Barry Goldstein Minor Cup, and I was really happy to get to that level. But I wasn't a very good player. And when you look at the Europa League and the Conference League, if that's your level, you want to get excited about winning that level of competition, then that's fine. But that wouldn't excite me. And I think as Arsenal fans, we want 2, maybe 3 trophies, which is the Premier League, the Champions League, and the FA Cup. And the FA Cup being very much the third one that you'd look for, and that's what you want to compete for. And for me, it's far more important and it's far more impressive to get to the semi-final of the Champions League and go out by a whisker than get to the win the Conference League or beat Bodo in a semi-final. We've been to Bodo.
I know
we've been there.
But
it's a lovely place.
We're
beautiful. But
we're lying to ourselves, because
we're not lying to ourselves.
because I would have wanted the Europa League when I was in it. I would have wanted that. Yeah. Chelsea don't want. Man United and Spurs want to win the Barry Goldstein Cup. They'd walk that competition.
Well,
we didn't win the Europa League.
I promise you, the Barry Goldstein isn't a lot different from the Conference League. And we've been to Bodo. Would you rather be in Bodo tonight or Paris? All right, that's a bit of a loaded question. All right, Bodo is a lovely place to go, but from a footballing perspective, we would rather be competing against PSG in an absolutely massive game. Massive, and we haven't seen this since we lost to Man United. And here's the difference. We went out tonight and we played well, and it was a good performance. They're great. We were good.
And all eyes were on us.
Yeah. When we went out against Man United, you're talking about should we sack the manager? When Arsene was the manager, things were on a steady decline for years and years and years. And when we went out to Man United, we were hammered in that second leg. We were hammered in that first leg. We weren't even close. The score at Old Trafford was complimentary to us. We came out of there thinking, we got away with it. We only lost 1-0. Whereas now we're genuinely competing. So if Arteta doesn't win something, if Mikel doesn't win something at the end of next season, for me that's not just clear cut, let's sack him. It's how we perform. And if we're still competing at the top level, which we are, and we don't get the injuries, things haven't gone well for us this season. Everything's gone against us. If we're still competing and we don't win anything, I'll still take that as a fan. And I'm still looking forward. I'm checking where's the Champions League final next year, 2026. It's in Budapest. And if you want to book flights now, I've looked it up on EasyJet, £253.98, and I would say that's a good investment, because if we don't book them now, they could be going up to like £1,000, £1,500.